Hey BookTube, here is an early 2019 book haul. I'm Jen and I talk about audiobooks most of the time, but I have a whole slew of print books that I have started accumulating, and some were from Christmas 2018 and the rest were from yesterday and from Amazon. So let me just show you what they are, because I think I got some good ones in here. First one came from yesterday, and it is The Lake Effect. This is by Erin McCann, and it is a YA contemporary about a boy spending a summer at a Great Lake, one of the Great Lakes. And apparently it has to do with elderly ladies, many funerals, and mysterious girls upending your life. It just looked really cute. And I think it's going to be really funny. It's fairly highly rated. It's like 3.92 on Goodreads, something like that. I got, let me see, Summer of Supernovas by Darcy Woods. This is another YA contemporary. I tend to want to pick these up at Ollie's because they're cute and they're cheap, and like this one was $1.99, and the retail price on it is $9.99. So had I gotten it at Barnes & Noble or Books A Million, it would have been considerably more. This is about a girl who is obsessed with the zodiac signs, and so it looks cute, and apparently it's hard to put down, and I just thought it was really adorable. So we'll see how that one goes. Windfall is by Jennifer E. Smith. I've had my eye on this for a while on Book Outlet, and so I thought I'd just pick it up. I've only read one other book of hers, and it was it's hard to say it, The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight. And to be honest, I was not thrilled with that book. I didn't think that it was, I don't know, I didn't think it was terribly well done, to be honest. I didn't like the way that the character behaved, the main character. And so anyway, thought I'd give her another try with Windfall. And this has to do apparently with somebody winning the lottery, I think, or getting a lot of money, and then what they have to do with it. YA contemporary. So yeah, that looks cute. We'll see. Jenny Han and Stephanie Perkins and Morgan Matson, all three blurbed it on the back. So yeah, got some potential. I got two books by Charles Martin, and he is an author that I have recently discovered, and I'm completely in love with this man's writing. He just writes so beautifully, and I think technically he is considered to be a Christian author, although the stuff he writes isn't really Christian fiction. It's just good fiction with a kind of a redemptive quality about it. His characters tend to need to be redeemed in some way. So yeah, it's kind of about that. So, or at least the two I've read have been like that. So anyway, I got Long Way Gone, which apparently is kind of a prodigal son story about a guy who becomes a rock star and then comes home. So this has come highly recommended from another YouTuber named Oshina, and I think her YouTube channel is Oshina Gotta Read 'Em All. I don't know, I'll link it down below, but this was her top book of last year, and so I trust her judgment. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Send Down the Rain is just another of his stories, and I'm not sure what this one's about. I think it's about a woman who lost her husband in the war, and then a war vet, and how they come together, I think. I'm not exactly sure, but I can tell you that it's going to be good. And there's I think that's a Purple Heart on the cover. So yeah, looking forward to that one. And then Water from My Heart is one that I've read already. Now this book I got on Amazon because I wanted my mom to read it, and so I gave it to her. She came here for vacation, and I gave it to her, and I said, "You're going to love this book." And she did. She really liked it, but she is not a person that collects and keeps books. So she said, "Here, I'll give this back to you." Well, I had gotten it for her, and I'm like, well, okay. If you want to give it back to me, that's fine. This is an amazing book. I loved it, and it was 5 stars, obviously. And I think one of the reasons I really liked this book was because some of it takes place in Nicaragua, And my aunt and my uncle are missionaries in Honduras. So it's the same feel of Central America. And like I said, he's a Christian author, Charles Martin, but it's not overtly so. And really what clinched this book for me were the author's notes at the end, where he talks about the real life story that he based this story on. So don't be afraid to read this thinking it's going to be all preachy and shoving Jesus down your throat, because it is not even close to that. It's just a story that will bring tears to your eyes. So it was really, really good. Highly recommend it. Moving on to the books I got for Christmas. I had an Amazon wish list. Well, I have an ongoing Amazon wish list, and one of my kids picked a book and got it for me. So I was really thrilled about that. It's called What You Left Behind, and this is by Jessica Verdi. And this is YA contemporary about a boy who got a girl pregnant in high school, and then she died of cancer. And so now he's left to take care of the baby, except that he's a soccer star and he's got a scholarship and he's a senior in high school, but he's got a baby. So really, really great story. I don't think it was nearly as good as I wanted it to be, but at the same time, it was still really good. So got that from her. I can't remember which kid got me this, but somebody got me Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. This is the sequel, or it's a duology to Strange the Dreamer, and I loved this book. Steve West narrates it, and it was amazing. So now I have the whole duology because I've got the other one right here. Yeah. And then my youngest daughter, who knows and shares with me a love for science, got me 30-Second Quantum Theory. It's not a very big book, but each kind of section, it's almost like just a page or two. They talk about an aspect of quantum theory, and they explain it. And I started reading it, and it's not completely understandable, but some of it is. It kind of builds one concept on the next, on the next, on the next. So it's a little bit like a textbook in that way, but it doesn't go into a huge amount of detail because it's a 30-second explanation of the concept. So yeah, I was really glad she got me this. I think it's a cool book. And my husband got me Homebody by Joanna Gaines. He and I are both huge fans of Fixer Upper, and in fact, there was at one point a couple of years ago, we would record shows on the DVR and then watch them later. And he wanted to watch something. I think it was a sports game or something. And he said, "Are you done yet? How much longer is this going to be?" And I was watching Fixer Upper, and I said, "It's only got like 5 more minutes." And so he sat down and he started watching, and then he was hooked. So we watched it for a long time, and I don't know that I watched the last season very much, but I love the Gaines, Joanna and Chip Gaines. And I don't love her style of decorating, but I like aspects of it. So that modern farmhouse thing, I don't know. I like it a little bit. I don't like it completely, but I am thrilled to have this book. And this book it's a picture book. I mean, it's just lots of pictures of stuff they've done, you can see. So yeah, a big book too. I mean, it's big this way and it's pretty chunky. And then of course, he had to get me Magnolia Magazine to put in my stocking. So this is their Christmas issue. So I can't remember if I read this or not. You know what? I should do that. I think I flipped through it, but I didn't really read it. So those were all the books that I got for Christmas and have gotten since. And if you've read any of them, let me know what you thought. Especially, I would love to hear your thoughts on Charles Martin if you have not, or if you have read him. I would love to hear what you think of him. So yeah, that's it for now for me. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.